Halloween podcast, 3 p.m. Okay, now we're going to cut this off.
Right.
Or are we? Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to BothEndsOfTheCourt.com podcast. I'm Dude LeBron and this is
Dude Kobe.
And it's Halloween today, so we're going to keep this a little short because we have kids that like candy.
It's true.
So, crazy week this week. We got the NBA is finally back.
Finally.
After a summer of who knows what we're going to watch tonight. We have stuff every night that we can watch. Thank goodness.
Yep.
Okay, so sorry Lakers. They're kind of cutting out. Power ranking is coming out soon, and they're probably going to match their record.
Yeah, well. That's all right.
Yeah, that's okay, dude Kobe. But let's talk about the Cavs because it's my team right now.
All right.
So I know we had a rough loss against the Bulls, but
It was a good game.
it was a good game, and it's the beginning of the season, right? So the records are a little
Hard to read still.
hard to read.
Just not much there yet.
But one thing that we can tell is that something's changed with the Cavs.
Kevin Love is happy. That's what's changed. And LeBron has been saying during the offseason, through the preseason, and continuing to this very day, as far as I know, he has been saying he wants Kevin Love to be the focus of the offense. And the byproduct of that is that LeBron can go back to being the all-around Oscar Robertson type player that he wants to be, that is such a successful thing for him in his career, so that he does not have to be the Michael Jordan scoring every single bucket, taking every single possession by himself. And I think it's a genius move. It's exactly what the Cavs needed to remain in the top level in this league.
Yeah, it's definitely a 360 switch from the playoffs where it was like, okay, LeBron,
Yeah.
here's the ball, go win the game.
Go up against the best defense in the league every possession by yourself.
I'm seeing passes being made, like open shots are being created, and Kevin Love is hitting them this year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the one question mark that we'll have to see more games before it's answered is, where will Kyrie Irving fit on that? Because he is a legitimate superstar in this league. And to say, all right, Kevin Love, you're our offensive guy. We will feed you, we will feed you, we will feed you. Go get your own shot. Take shots. Don't be scared to shoot. It's all about Kevin Love now, supposedly. I know that LeBron's still going to be right there. LeBron, though, he is now going to be able to really exert himself on defense like he has not done for about 3 years. and it's not his fault. He's been asked to be the offense. And so it's gonna be a lot more LeBron on defense, LeBron rebounding, LeBron passing, LeBron breaking down defenses and then dishing to somebody, while Kevin Love is the head of the spear, I guess. Where does that leave Kyrie Irving, in your opinion? If they managed to make it the ideal situation, what would it look like?
So I see the game plan staying the same, but I think what happens when you have superstars is you have a lot more options in clutch moments.
Okay.
For example, who's going to take the last shot? It could be LeBron, Kyrie, or Kevin Love. And are you going to be able to guard against that? Because you know that they're...
How do you triple team 3 different guys?
Yeah, how do you triple team 3 guys? And so I think when those games... Like, if Kyrie was being able to play against the Bulls, I think they would have won that game. Because you have had that extra option as the point guard, and he would have gone and got those points. Or given it to LeBron or Kevin and got those points as well. But when you have some other point guards like Dellavedova, you're like, are you really going to take that 3? No, he's not. Are you really going to break down Derrick Rose?
Right.
Probably not. But I see Kyrie just enhancing the game plan, not stealing per se, like Kevin Love's opportunities, but giving them more opportunities to excel.
I will say, it will be really hard for them to ever, for defenses against the Cavs to ever double team. Because if they're saying, we're going to double team Kevin Love and leave Kyrie Irving, or J.R. Smith, a spectacular shooter, LeBron, who can do a million different things with the ball. You can't leave those guys. You just can't. So if Kevin Love is going out there and scoring 20, 25 points every single game, and he'll drop some 30, 35, he's going to have some big games, you have to do something to adjust for that. But what are you supposed to do? Right. Now, the one, and I have to say this, I know, it's just what I got to do. What do you think, honestly, not as a fan necessarily, but just looking at the game of basketball, the one problem I've seen is that Kevin Love is a okay to not so okay defender. Kyrie Irving, he's young and he is improving, but he is still not a very good perimeter defender. The one nice thing that the Cavs had going in the finals, the only nice thing since everything else went terribly, was that Dellavedova proved to be an excellent defender. Mm-hmm. All the guys who came in and got all those bigger minutes that they weren't expecting were plus defenders, whereas the Kevin Love and Irving were kind of okay to sometimes just straight up not okay defenders. So how do they keep the defensive intensity that was spectacular during the finals when they're playing so many more minutes to offensive-minded guys who still need to learn on defense?
That's a good question. I think a lot of it will come down to the bigs, like Mozgov and Varejao, right?
Yeah, and Thompson.
And Thompson. Those three guys, like Mozgov, he's pretty good on both ends of the court.
He really is.
You get him the ball and you don't feel bad about him taking that hook shot.
It's true.
And then on the other side of the floor, you have like Tristan Thompson going out for every single block.
Right.
And he had a good one on Bosch the other day. And so I think it's hard in this league to do defense because it's an offensive game.
It is. So, now, I will say, if they can get some good minutes for Shumpert, he is an elite perimeter defender. And that fills a huge hole for them. Because then now you don't have to say, LeBron, go guard the best player for 40 minutes a night. You can very often at least say, Shumpert, come in, play enough minutes to make an impact on defense and hit your spot up threes and that kind of thing. And he doesn't drag them down on offense and he lifts them up on defense. But I think you're absolutely right though. It's gonna, if their bigs can solidify the defensive end of the floor, they're just fine. They'll never be a number one defense. But if they can be in there in the top 6 or 7, and I don't know if that's going to happen, but if they could get to that far, they're absolutely a title contender. Yeah. They already are.
Yeah, I'm excited this year for their team. They look really good.
They do.
So for teams that don't look really good, or players, I have to call out Derrick Rose.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm sorry, Chicago fans, but you waited for nothing.
Ouch.
I mean, he was hurt, and you guys were like, he's going to come back, and we're going to compete. And then you like watch him, and you're like, he has some good moments. And then he just has those moments that you're like, well, no, why?
Yep. You know,
can't score anymore.
Point guards who do not shoot the three well, they need one of two things. They need a Rajon Rondo-like skill set where he can still break down defenses, make incredible passes, and dominate the game without the three-point shot, or they need freakish athleticism. Russell Westbrook comes to mind. Not a great three-point shooter, but he can jump over three-point shooters. He can do whatever he wants with his athleticism. Yeah. Derrick Rose used to be that guy. He isn't anymore. He's still athletic. He's fast. He's quick, but he's not terrifying defenses with his athleticism, and he can't shoot the three.
I think he's scared to get hurt again.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, you just don't want to make those cuts anymore. You're like, oh, I know how much that hurts.
Yep. You watch old games of his, he would turn at angles that nobody else does.
And he won the MVP for it.
That probably contributed to all his injuries. Your joints are not meant to do that. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, so now, that being said, I still see Chicago as a legit team.
Yeah.
I think that they need to make a fundamental shift to their approach on offense, like we were just talking about with Cleveland, and just say, you know what, this is Jimmy Butler's team. This is not Derrick Rose's team.
He's killing it.
He is on fire. What a What a dude.
Yeah, he's been carrying this team, like making them relevant since Derrick Rose went down,
Mm-hmm.
and he's still making them relevant. Like, I think about it against the game against the Cavs, and it was Jimmy Butler that won the game for the Bulls.
Yep.
It wasn't Derrick Rose.
Yep.
It wasn't anyone else. It
And
was
Derrick Rose isn't even their second best player anymore. You know, that hurts. I'm sorry, Chicago, but he's not. You know, Jimmy Butler carried them on offense. Pau Gasol came up with a big block at the end.
Oh yeah.
You know, Derrick Rose had a couple nice plays,
Mm-hmm.
but so did Aaron Brooks.
Oh man.
So yeah, no, that's just the way it is now. And if he can accept that and still come in and do well the things that he's still good at, he will be a contributor on a possible finals team.
Mm-hmm.
If he can't, if he still thinks that he should be jacking up 7 threes a game and being their leader offensively, then they're gonna struggle.
Mm-hmm. So another team I want to talk about is the Rockets. Now I know the season's early, but should they have won one of those 2 games?
You would think so. I mean, the projections, even with Moutier playing a great
Oh,
couple opening games,
we'll get to him.
the Nuggets are projected to be a bottom 2 or 3 team
Right.
in the West, and the Rockets are supposed to be a top 2 team in the West.
Or the top.
Or the top. And Dwight wasn't playing. Moutier played out of his mind, and Harden had an off game. I get that, but the Rockets are deep.
Yeah,
They
they're
are deep. You should be able to play one game against a weak team and not fall apart.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know?
what
And
happened.
then Golden State came and tore them up. That's
They look really good this
Golden
year.
State looks nasty, man.
I mean, they have not. It's like when the San Antonio won. Like they
Mhm.
came out strong that year, and obviously they didn't win. But
Yeah.
Golden State hasn't slept.
No.
They want more.
And, you know, they're playing with Luke Walton as their coach right now. And I'm nothing against him. I'm sure he's doing great. But I only point that out to say that the players are making this happen right now. They are disciplined. They did not let anything fall off their game. They are ready to go, and they're still healthy.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh,
they
yes.
seem to have the health
The-
fairies helping them out here because
Man.
man, they look good. And they lost David Lee, but David Lee, as good as he is, didn't really contribute last year for them. They didn't need him.
No, I read something that like they should just get rid of him just for salary reasons and bring in someone else.
Yeah,
'cause-
that's what they did.
Exactly. So another team, the Thunder. Or is it really a team, or is it just 2 players?
Well,
I mean, what aren't they scoring like 90 points between the both of them?
yeah, Durant and Westbrook are. I would hesitate, but then probably still go with calling them the best 2-man team in the NBA. I mean, you look at Curry and Thompson, you look at LeBron and Love, or LeBron and Irving, or Love
LeBron
and
and
Irving
anyone.
even, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's others I could name. What about Kawhi and Aldridge or Duncan? I mean, there's some excellent duos and trios in the league. That seems to Harden and Dwight Howard.
Right.
But I have not seen anything like what Westbrook and Durant are doing right now. And Durant, you can see a little rust in his game still, and he's still just dominating people.
Oh yeah.
You know, his shooting percentages are like lower than they've been in years, and he's still just amazing.
Right.
You know, and you just think, what's going to happen when his free throws per game start to get back up to where he's used to, when his 3-pointer starts to get back up to where he's used to, because 33% for Durant, he's like disgusted with himself.
Right.
But, you know, Kobe Bryant right now is like,
Ooh.
I wish I could do that.
15%.
but you know, I just say that to be funny, but there's lots of guys that would be like, I wish I could shoot 33%.
Right.
But
Corver's not one.
no.
Just kidding.
But Durant is used to much, much, much better shooting than he's doing right now, and he will get there. If he's healthy, he will get there. It's not even a question. So if he improves throughout the season, those 2 guys to me are the best 2-man tandem in the league.
So my only worry is the minutes. They've been playing,
Over 40 minutes a game, it looks like.
yeah, and like 44 minutes, and I'm just like, it's 2 games in.
Mhm.
They just started. Maybe give Kevin some extra minutes to get him
I
back.
believe one of those games was a double overtime.
Oh yeah,
which
that's true.
And there's only been 2, and so that explains
The high
somewhat. But still, you gotta be like, they just got a new coach. Is he just worried? Is he scared to not have those 2 on the team on the floor at the same time? Because that's what got Thibodeau kicked out of Chicago. Was just relying too much on playing ridiculous minutes for his top guys. You can't win that way in the NBA. If you get to the playoffs and then you cut it down to a 7 or 8 man rotation, you play heavier minutes than they're used to, you can get away with that just in the playoffs. But you can't go 82 games like that. It'll kill them.
They're going to be burned out. And the sad thing is they're playing those minutes because who do they have? They have Durant, Westbrook. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I've never bought Ibaka. Great shot blocker, and he's got that pick and pop game. Fine, but you could name a dozen other players, 2 dozen, 3 dozen other players that do that. Cantor is great on offense and equally terrible on defense. If you look at like advanced metrics and there's breakdowns that you can pull up, it is sad. He hurts them as much on defense as he helps them as much on offense, as much as he helps them on offense. And so, yeah, it's nice when you're on offense to be like, oh, we're sitting Durant for his 2 minutes of rest per game, and Westbrook is triple teamed.
Right.
Cantor can score. But then on the other side of the floor, you expect your bigs to help your defense, not tear it to shreds.
So sad.
But yeah, so they are a possible finals team because their top 2 guys are so good. But if they don't make
just
it,
have to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, but you worry about them. The heavy minutes, what if another injury happens? You don't like young guys. You don't like anyone getting injured, but the young guys who should be in their prime and getting MVPs and stuff, you don't like seeing those guys get injured. But
and a lot of it's because of how much they play.
It is.
It's give and take.
Yep, and they're both guys who play with athleticism. They're flying across the court. They're running at high speeds, turning at high speeds, crashing into screens. It's not as talented as they both are. It's not a game. Think of a guy who even like LeBron. He's kind of in the same boat where he has all the talent in the world, but he still relies on athleticism a lot. And he's having back soreness and all these things, and he's still young.
And he's still taken down a little bit, Yeah. He's not flying as much as he used to.
Yeah, it's true. And Blake Griffin I could put in that conversation.
They just all need to play like Andre Miller. Just cool, chill, get my assists, and just fake people out still. Can you imagine if Westbrook took Andre Miller skills and just slowly moved to the basket and scored it?
He was a good player.
I liked him. I liked him. So let's talk about some of the newer guys coming out, the rookies. So you mentioned one on the Nuggets, Moutier?
Yeah.
Where is he from?
He's from the Congo, and I believe he played last year in China. And he is looking, and people were saying this before the draft even started. He's a rookie of the year kind of guy. He was handed a franchise. Right. Just said, "You're our guy. Go do awesome stuff." He's played professionally already, which
made money.
He's made money, and he has the talent and athleticism to go as far as the coaches will let him. And I saw that he was apologizing after game 1, even though he had a ridiculous stat line. He went straight to his coach and was like, "I had 11 turnovers. That's unacceptable. I'm so sorry." That's a guy who wants to learn and improve. And
he's only like 19.
He's pretty young.
It's crazy.
So for a guy like that to already be that good, but also obviously wants to get much, 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 much better, I think that he is a promising star for the future. Okafor has impressed, and everyone knew he would. Yeah. Everyone knew he would. When people were talking about him starting to fall down to second and third in the draft order, they were like, despite the fact that he will be offensively dominant from day one, which he was. Yeah. They wanted something else for their team for whatever reason, but that does not detract from his game. He has been great so far. I thought that for Anthony Towns to be the number 1 pick was a bit of a stretch, but the talent is there.
Yeah, this is a pretty good rookie class.
This is a good rookie class. I've been happy with it, and I just gotta say something about D'Angelo Russell because I'm a Lakers guy, and he was a very high draft pick. But I haven't been super impressed.
Okay.
But I have to wait until there's a little room in the guard rotation before I make any judgment at all. Kobe's taking a ton of shots.
Oh my gosh.
Nick Young takes a lot of shots. Jordan Clarkson takes a lot of shots. And then there's other guards that still get minutes. Even Huertas gets minutes.
Yeah.
And so D'Angelo Russell is being asked to do something that's very difficult. Go to a demanding fan base that's the team's been struggling for a few years but is used to success and instantly revitalize them.
And he's not really getting the
opportunities. And he's not getting the opportunities. He's getting decent minutes for a rookie. Kobe was moved up in Game 2 to small forward so that Russell could start alongside Jordan Clarkson. And so that's something to get him some more experience. If the Lakers will just accept we don't need to make a huge push for the playoffs, even if we were to try and do that, playing Kobe 40 minutes a game isn't the way to do it. Just let the young guys figure out the game. Julius Randle is a future star in the league. And I count him in the rookie class because he played like 19 minutes in Game 1 last year.
Right.
But he is absolutely a star level talent. And he needs room also. These guys need to get shots up. They need to get in-game experience that you just can't simulate in practice.
Yeah. Kobe, play team ball. But we've been saying that for years.
Yep.
Kobe, go get your own or go play team ball.
Yeah. Well, the problem has always been with players like that, when they are young and at the height of their powers, they don't need to play team ball. They can still dominate by themselves. And if you get a guy like Kobe next to a guy like Shaq, where both of them can dominate by themselves, you rip off a string of 3 titles in a row.
Right.
But now he is older, he's had injuries, and so the rust is high, the athleticism is low compared to shooting tons of threes, an unbelievable number of threes, and not making them. If he would adjust his game, he would be just fine. He has the talent to create space, get some shots. He can still be an outlet for pressure. He's He's an extremely talented passer. If he would pass more, he's an extremely talented ball handler. He can get a shot off in any situation. He still has the ability to contribute to the team, and he has a gigantic store of basketball knowledge to help these young guys. There's no reason for him to dwindle and be forgotten about if that's what he's scared of.
Yeah.
There's no need to be scared of that. His team owners came to him and were like, here, we'll give you this gigantic salary just because we appreciate what you've done.
Yeah.
There's nobody that's forgetting about Kobe Bryant. If he would adjust, they'd be just fine.
Yeah.
But through 2 games, he has not adjusted. If anything, he's gotten worse. He's thought, oh no, I have to shoot more and more and more and more threes. Why? Why?
Because everyone else is.
Yeah. So it's sad for me as a Kobe Bryant fan and as a Lakers fan because I watched basketball through his prime when he was the best player in the league. He was untouchable. He was dominant on both ends of the court, and it was so fun to watch, and it's not anymore. It's not fun to watch him clank long jumpers. It's not fun to watch anyone do that, but someone who grew up watching him dominate, doing so many different things, it's sad to see. But
I fear the day for LeBron. But talking about shooting clankers, what about the bigs shooting threes this year in the NBA?
I've seen some bigs shooting threes, but not clankers.
No.
Look at Cousins. Who knew he had that in his game?
Right?
He's been stroking it. Anthony Davis, and then there's the typical, your Ryan Andersons and Chris Bosh, guys that we knew could shoot. But Pau Gasol has been shooting more threes, and we knew he could shoot. Yeah. If you watch, even like in his time playing with Spain, he shoots threes. He's got a good shot. But to bring that to the NBA game, a little farther out, tighter defenses, I've been impressed with the bigs this year in the couple games there have been, and their threes.
They're not shooting like record-breaking number of threes, but they're making half of them.
Yeah.
Like Anthony Davis, I think he's made half his 5 threes.
Yeah.
It's just like, good job, space the floor.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting concept because I feel like the NBA is definitely switching to being 3 happy.
Yeah.
Like last year, broke records.
Mm-hmm.
This year, we're already on pace to break records. It's only 2
Yep.
games in, 3 games in. We're already.
Yep.
But it'll be exciting to see at the end of the year if the Bigs' 3-point percentage is higher than their free throw percentage.
Yeah. Well.
Shake my head at you guys. Make your free throws.
Yep. Oh.
So, was there any other teams you wanted to talk about today, or
I'm,
you just excited that the NBA is back?
I'm so excited the NBA is back, man. Every off season, I feel a little bit less happy. But no, I think that Golden State's been talked about enough, but it's hard to talk too much about the defending champion, but they look real good.
Mm-hmm.
I know they've only played a few games, but they look like they haven't missed a beat, and they have a team that's built for the playoffs. And so for them to have such huge success in the regular season, and still have low minutes on all their guys across the roster, that is a luxury everyone wishes they had. Because as
and they still get their numbers.
As deep as the Clippers are, or as deep as the Rockets are, if you take out DeAndre Jordan, the Clippers' defense falls apart.
Yeah.
And it's not like the players can't play defense without him, but he is so important to every single defensive possession. Everything goes downhill for them. If you take Harden out for the Rockets, their offense goes from unstoppable to,
yeah. And have the White.
Yeah. And they're hoping that picking up Ty Lawson will help with that. Who knows? The jury's still out. But for some reason, Golden State, man, even when Curry sits, who's easily their best player, they just click right along and keep doing their thing. And yeah, so and their team is built on defense, which helps with that. But we'll see if they can keep it going all season long. One bad injury might not derail them, but if they get too many games lost across the board, they'll have issues just like anybody would. So, well,
thank you guys for viewing this video again. We're both ends of the court.com, and I'm Dude LeBron.
I'm Dude Kobe. Look us up on we have a blog up. We've got these videos on this channel, so go ahead and like us.
Yeah, leave a comment in the description below or in the comment section below, and help us out with any video, audio, light, topics, anything that you guys...
Anything you want to see.
Yeah, anything that would help us, help you guys, we'll do it.
Yep.
So,
and enjoy your NBA season.
And happy Halloween. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.